a second to make sure stream actually went live. Yep. Alright, so today is a little different. I'm going to be doing a gameplay review. Let me make sure my mic is working on OBS. Alright, just didn't want to waste time. So I'm going to be doing a gameplay review of Frostbite. I recently did a Twisted Fate guide with him on YouTube. You can check out my YouTube at tinyurl.com/horseyoutube. But this is the guide if you're interested. Pretty well received. I liked the content in it a lot. But we're gonna be doing a gameplay review. If you want me to review one of your games, or if you want somebody from the network to review one of your games, consider checking out Patreon. The $25 is a review like I'm doing today, and $50 is customized coaching, where I usually meet with you once to talk about habits and just generally what you want to do to improve, and then I meet with you to discuss gameplay as well, either at the same time or two shorter sessions, whatever works best for you. But we're going to be getting to the video. I'm doing a little different as far as UI is concerned, so bear with me, but I think this will look pretty cool. So here we go. So let me just make sure my pen is working. Yep. And you'll notice on the screen when we get into game over here, I'm going to be keeping running notes, and they should show up on the stream for you to see. When you do replay analysis, it's good to keep running notes. You're only so good at memorizing things. Like, I don't know, if you go into school, you can't just have one class on something and know everything about it and remember everything. You have to study afterwards. Taking notes helps with that a lot, so I'm going to be taking notes while I do this. And they should show up on your screen, which will be really cool. But when you're playing Twisted Fate, the most important thing at this point in the game is loading screen. Playing TF or jungle, you need to recognize the jungle matchup. So you have Zen versus Lee Sin, which is pretty even early game. Really want to respect Xin Zhao ganks, so you may be freezing closer to your tower in the early game. But you have Lee Sin ganks as well, which is good. Having Lee Sin means that you'll usually have someone to gank with on your first 6. Really want to be looking for that. And you also want to look for gank assist. So top lane you have Maokai versus Yasuo. If Yasuo's full health, it's not a great lane to gank because you just don't have the damage to kill him, and he can be kind of slippery. If Maokai out-sustains Yasuo and you can get Yasuo to like half or below, pretty good gank assist there. In bot lane, Kate Alistar's the same thing kind of. They actually don't have a lot of burst, but they have good gank assists, so if you can get into that lane with, I don't know, somebody being Morgana or somebody being half health, it can be advantageous. The thing you really want to be careful here, bot lane, is Black Shield, so you need to play around that. How I would play around Black Shield is I would ult between the targets and wait for Morgana to Black Shield one of them and hit one of them. This is incorrect play on the Morgana's part. She should be Black Shielding while the gold card is in midair, but I really don't expect Morgana's to do that in gold or platinum. So we'll load into game. We'll skip through some of this, and we have Vayne. Twisted Fate's actually really good against Vayne. I'll talk about this for a second. And Akali and a couple other stealth champions. If you play against them, when you gank, you can reveal Vayne through ultimate, which is really strong. And a lot of Vaynes won't remember that, and they'll try and ult and tumble. And TF's a pretty good counter to Vayne too, because gold card does really well against Vayne. So I expect that to do well. And also in team fights, if you don't have a really good ult opportunity, but your ult is up and you notice Vayne in ultimate, usually you just throw up ult on TF so you can reveal Vayne and tumbles. And then towards your end of your ult, don't be afraid to use it to reposition. But he gets increased duration in his ult at 6, 11, 16. So you have a little longer to react the longer the game goes. So So the one thing, looking at his runes and masteries, 50 AD, so no AD. 7 AP, which means he just has masteries. And you'll see here, once this bar goes away, that he has Wow, this is kind of annoying. I'm not the best Twitch VODs, but he has health per level because he doesn't have any points in health, and he has no magic resist, which means AP level or CDR level. Both of those are pretty common on TF. I don't like this ward location a lot. I think it's more correct to run straight down mid into this bush. There's really not a lot of counterplay to it, and they can't kill you because the earliest they could do is run down and meet at that bush, and they shouldn't be able to kill you. And then you can ward here if you don't see them in that bush. A little more correct, but this isn't bad. Let me clear and go back to mouse. So we'll go back to the video. And I'm going to be taking notes. I'm not going to take note of level 1 because he didn't play it that improperly, and I don't think it's a huge deal. So I may skip through some of this. Alright, so Cassiopeia lane. Hard lane for TF. If you ever outplay Cassio Q, you have 3 or 4 seconds to like out trade her. If you eat Cassio Q, make sure you cold card her. Like, you don't want her to get Q into 4 Twin Fangs because you're gonna lose the trade really hard. So you just kind of want to play around that. I really would like to see him walk up and just red card Caster Wave since she's kind of playing on that, but he's autoing these. The other issue I have here is he's playing on range creeps. If you play on range creeps as TF, Cassio can Q to hit you, and even if she missed, she gets like control of the lane because she's pushing casters instead of you red carding the casters. Generally, I think it's better to, especially if you go the boot start against Cassio, because that kind of counters her. I think it's better to play off the wave, because then you're dodging up and down like this, and let's say Cassio shoots Q here or here. She's shooting Q, but she's not pushing lane with it, and if she misses, she just straight up misses a Q and loses control over the lane. And if she hits you, she's not hitting you and casters, so she's not killing 2 birds with 1 stone. And if you go boots with move speed, and I think that's what he's running, you just want to outplay the lane a lot harder, and playing on top of range creeps usually isn't how you do that. But it's going for CS. The difficult thing here is, yeah, she has control of the wave, so she's going to hit 2 first. I think he's going to go for a red card though, so we'll see. Ooh. Blue's not bad. He's just going to lose, like, what he needs to be really careful of here is his second wave is up. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he has 6 creeps, and this is the one from the first wave that hasn't died yet. He needs to kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 6. Preferably 4, 5, or 6 to hit 2 first. Cassiopeia already has her first wave dead, so all she needs to do is kill this creep to hit 2 first. Not good. I mean, he kind of lost position of the lane because he didn't do anything with red card and he just blew it a few times. And this is a big mistake on the Cassio's part. I know I'm breaking down TS play, but she knew she killed that creep, and I just pointed out that she killed that creep when I had Nex on here. When you hit 2, you need to be walking forward as the creep dies, and like she should have queued and eat him. And honestly, it's a really big mistake on Frost's part as well, because he should be counting Cassio's creeps, and if Cassio hit 2 there and he had this blue card, like, he would just get half health if he got hit with the Q. So, small mistake there. So, for this, I'll put yeah, let's see if this works as well as I think it does. Yep. So you'll see my running notes throughout this replay review. So he hit 2. I'm really, really disappointed that Cassiopeia didn't do anything with it. We'll wait until Cassio gets back, and then I'm going to talk about that for a second. So Cassio just went here. As Twisted Fate, you see that your Lee Sin is bottom side, and you know that this is probably warded. You really want to be typing out, like, I don't know, Cassio, or you can just type out, like, ping this side of river and type out 350, because the trinket ward is only 1 minute at this point. If Lee Sin comes here and you don't communicate that word to him, he wastes a lot of time. So I'm gonna put sometimes it isn't a big deal with trinket ward and I don't time it. The reason it is a big deal is because Lee Sin is bottom side here, and if he comes up through this and you don't time that ward, or I mean Cassio probably warded when she disappeared there, so if you don't time that ward, it's pretty bad. You really want to do everything you can to like save your jungle from wasting time. It helps them gank your lane too, which is pretty important. So he's trying to red card to get control of lane. He may or may not get control of it, but no, it looks like he's kind of behind. I'm really think that Cassio should just be queuing and trying to hit him and creeps at the same time, but it's whatever. So Cassio 3. So this Cassio is really bad. So when Cassio hit poisons there, she really should have. I'm gonna just talk about Cassio too because she's so bad. So when Cassio hit poison there, she really should have stepped up. His creep was really low, and like if they have a low cannon creep and your cannon creep's already dead, you really need to do them a lot harder than that. But it looks like he's just going for farm. It's not the worst. This Cassio is absolutely terrible. I'll be right back. Are you done already? Alright, my bad. So, I'm actually gonna go back. I don't like this. Like, this creep is already in last hit range. It was one auto away from the tower like here, and then he queued it and it got chunked. He can hit this one now, but he gave up this CS and it's gonna be really hard to get this one with that Q or W. If I were him, I would have autoed that while I was picking a card and used W on the next one. You could have gotten 2 CS there after making a mistake, but like you could have gotten all 3 here. Tower CS is kind of hard on mages, but like once you start to recognize certain patterns and think about it, it's not as bad. And yeah. So he got 1. So this is really like, there's no reason to be using blue to farm right there. I'll go back. I wish this had real camera controls. So like that creep's already in last hit range. I understand you're getting some mana back here, but if you use blue there, Cassio really just needs to stand up here and not let you farm. The Cassio is playing lane way more passively than she needs to. You're kind of giving her a lot. But if this Cassio is better, you'd be getting burned much more. That was a little better. I think that's just... What game is this? This is a Patreon. Oh, no, this isn't Patreon. This is a VOD review of Frostbite's Twisted Fate. So, and kind of seeing this, it's happened a few times where he's standing on the casters and he gets hit with the poison. You can see poison on 1, 2, 3. So Cassio's getting to push the lane, and he's like struggling to tower CS and do a lot of stuff with CS, and she's hitting TF at the same time. It's really not what I want to see. I would really like to see him just standing off wave, over here or over here, and trying to outplay it with boots. I've kind of talked about that, but I'm continuing to see that happen. Is TF still a viable choice? Yeah. Yeah, I play TF at a really high level. Yes, he is. So he's just farming. He kind of has to farm. He lost so much positional advantage eating Qs on casters. That's a really easy way to lose mid lane. So right here, I would just blue this and Q all 3. You may need to auto this one once more. But it's good that he's hitting tab. And at least he's dodging. I still really would like to see him not playing on casters, but I think I'm going to stop saying that after it happens once or twice more. So, he has these 3 on tower. He doesn't have enough for Q. He can auto this one, and he can auto this one. I would like blue and auto this one once, then you can auto this one, then you can just auto that one twice. Remember that it's like 2 tower shots and 1 for melee creep, and 1 auto attack, 1 tower shot, 1 auto attack for a caster usually. I mean, for a caster it's just 2 autos and tower shot, but you usually do 1 before, 1 after. The important thing to note is you can't see the EXP bar here, but I kind of just know from playing enough TF. It's about 530, and his EXP bar is probably getting closer to full. So he's really going to want to start watching bot lane. I really don't know. If someone knows how to remove this bar at the bottom, please let me know, because I don't. No. Alright. But usually don't do Twitch VODs. So he really wants to start. Ugh. He's letting her farm and hit him at the same time. It's like the singular reason he's losing lane in this game is staying on caster creeps and eating Cassio Qs. He really needs to Q those too. Like, there's a lot of times where he's getting like a lot of CS on tower and he's only hitting 1 out of 3 or 2 out of 3 when he could easily hit all 3. He needs to be pooling his mana here though. Sometimes you will lose lane on TF pre-6. Make sure you have full mana when you hit 6 and you're not out of mana. I can kind of see him doing that. So when you hit 6, you have a comeback mechanism. His bot lane's recalling, so he's probably going to want to look top. I would be looking at top more this game. It's okay to ult top early. Like, if you can snowball top lane before first dragon, it's really strong. So this is really good. Whoa, never mind. I thought Makai put up more of a fight there. Makai let Yasuo hit 6 first, and this is important. So if you're playing top lane, and you're like here in the lane, and you guys are both 5, just assume your opponent is going to hit 6 first. And Makai kind of died for it, but like, if lane is more towards your side, they're probably going to hit 6 first, unless you have kill XP or something. He's farming wraiths. Oh, that's not the worst. So he's in a more difficult spot. He may be able to gank bottom soon, but if he keeps farming, he may be able to stay in this game. So I'm actually going to make, because his general CS hasn't been too bad, put X's near the stuff I see a lot. Just so I kind of know what's a recurring theme and like what he really needs to work on. Let me make sure that shows up correctly in OBS. It's my first time doing this, so I'm kind of testing it out. Alright. And he's hitting all of the CS he needs to hit. If you're going to push the lane, I'll say that it's usually easier to just like... Can I go back? It's usually easier just to like red card these and auto attack the melees and then like auto and Q these as you can. Because then you just have to like last hit the melees with autos and you last hit the keys with spells. But these guys are full health and not being contested by any creep. So you won't miss these. And as long as you don't miss your autos on the melees, you won't miss anything. And it snowballs the wave pretty well and it pushes it. So like when I push a wave, I usually look to push casters first. It's easier too if you're not good at CS. And you kind of remove errors like that. The general CSing though, like really seeing that a lot more than I should. Wish I could see how much gold he had. Please go away, bar. Alright, so this is actually pretty important. I don't use them, but they can be really helpful. He just wasted like 3 to 5 seconds there because he didn't use a... Oh, and the mouse is still wonderful. So he just lost a few seconds there because he couldn't find items in the shop quickly enough. TF's default, I can't speak, boots are Sorks and not Lucidity. And like when you shop too, also like make sure you're clicking right here on the fountain. So like when you shop, you want to click here. You're still regenning at the edge of the fountain, but you want to be shopping at the edge. So like as soon as you recall, click to the edge of the fountain and start making your buy. It's small, but it saves you like 2, 3, 4 seconds every game if you start doing it. And let's say like you recall 10 times in a game and you save 3 seconds every game. Like that's 30 seconds a game. And if your average game is 40 minutes, that's like 1/80th. So it's something really stupid which can like increase your time on the Rift by like 2% a game. Make sure you're always clicking at a base, TLDR. He's ult and he's both summoners still, which is good. I'd really like to see him, he's looking at Cassia to see if she bought wards or anything when she recalled. I'd really like to see him go and look at mid and bot. I didn't see his camera pane to either of those. But so top lane, really didn't see top, he didn't look at bot, he looked at Cassia's items, which is relevant, but you can check Cassia's items when you get back to lane. He also shouldn't be checking them because she's leaving Fog of War. Now he doesn't know like what the situation bot or the situation top is. Use your F keys to cycle through bot and top if you're comfortable with it. If you're not, just manually click it. But I'd recommend F keys for anyone who wants to take things seriously and kind of do the right thing. This is like, I hate this so much. This is so lazy, but I see so many people do it. Alright, so he gets back to this way. He can blue card this one, or he can blue card both of them in Q. See, he just had to wait 2 autos in the last hit for that one. And yeah, okay, he can last hit that one. When you get to a wave, you don't have to burn it out as fast as you can with both of your spells. You can just CS on tower. But yeah, I mean, he did a good job pushing it. He only missed 1 or 2. There's all these times he could be. I talked about it earlier, and I have 3. I'll put a 3rd X next to it. He could be hitting all these CS on tower without any problems. But good recognition of top. This is kind of what I was talking about. If they poke each other out and Yasuo's low, this lane is pretty free. Alright, so the one note I'll make here is Cassia just got back to lane, and she doesn't really have control of the lane. You should be helping Maokai push out. He may do it, but okay, if they don't have pressure to take tower generally, you just push out and help like get EXP. This is important top too because it gives them TP advantage. Maokai looks like he's pushing out on his own though. He's gone to ward, he's gone to pink. So that's actually a pretty common mistake. So alright, that's not too bad. I'm not gonna harp on that. But yeah, I will. Okay. I keep thinking I'm further back than I am. So like when you ward this bush, either ward closer to river so you get vision of river, or ward closer to the outside so you like, get more full frontal vision here. If you tuck it in this deep, like the interaction with the wall isn't as good. So look for one of these spots. It's not a huge deal, but I see a lot of that's one of the bigger differences I see between lower and high elos. It's just like your ward isn't just a place on the map. Like a lot of times you can make your ward like a little bit better by where you put it in the bush. So he's pulling blue. And it's good. He's kind of like playing with fire here, still standing on these casters. It's just like you have the wards here on the map. Why, like, you could just play off wave here. There's no reason to stand on top of casters. It's a little scarier before you have wards because you really need to think about where the jungler is. But after you have wards, it's just like this is so bad. No, stop doing this. Lane is big. Lane is this big. Bigger than this. You have this. There's so many avenues you can walk. No reason to be doing that. I don't see why you wouldn't just pick a card from mana there. Cassia had no like presence to hit you, and like one of the creeps was 2 autos. It wasn't gonna die soon either. Yeah, now you don't have mana. Lee Sin's giving him blue, which is good. Alright, I'm actually gonna look for something. I wanna hear if Dragon does. Alright, that's good. You can save time just by typing D, so. Like, I don't know, typing Dragon's okay, but I would just type D. But he went to type it, which is what I was looking for. So that's good. What the hell? This Yasuo's so stupid. Wow, the Maokai's even stupider. Alright, so quite a few mistakes there. Alright, so you're ultimating. You're ultimating behind a creep wave against Yasuo. Not really sure what this is. I would ultimate in front of him. He can still run, or right on top of him. He can still run like backwards, but respect that Yasuo can dash to your creeps. So there's that. That's like a mechanical misplay out of Yasuo too. You really need to continue to ghost, and you don't want to go for the flash there. Respect that Yasuo's wind wall, and you may need to flash the wind wall for the kill. If he wind walls you there, things could turn out really bad. So just keep ghosting. You're faster than him. You'll catch him. A-click in the bushes, and you'll get the gold card. But you really want to save flash there. Or save flash for like a reactive situation. If he didn't misplay there mechanically, you were in a lot more difficult position than you need to be. But kind of the gank assist I talked about earlier this game, top has looked good. The thing I don't like is I'm not seeing his camera look bot or top enough. I'm kind of seeing it look bot or top when health bars are low. Sometimes health bars aren't low and it looks good positionally. You have a lot of time to idle in League. It's not StarCraft, so he should just be looking between mid and bot more. Bot and top. So, I'd like to see what he buys. So I like Sweeper a lot. What I don't like about this play is, what does he sell? He sells a pot. So he sells a pot. He's gonna need that sustain. He's playing Cassio. This is really greedy. If you get hit with like one Q E combo, so like you get hit with Q once and Cassio easy twice, you have to leave lane. Also, you don't have either summoner spells. I like Sweeper a lot, but if you don't have Flash Ghost against the Zinzai, you really need green wards. Like, upgrading a trinket's really good. It's really, really good. I promote it in BA and stuff like that a lot. But there are times where you don't upgrade it right away, just when you have the gold. He really needs red pots and green wards. Like, if Yasuo times your flash here and Zinzao comes mid and flashes you, you're 100% dead. If Cassio hits Q into E once, you have to leave lane. I don't really see the thought process behind... I mean, I see the thought process behind upgrading a Sweeper, but not right now. Wow. Alright, so I don't know what he's doing here. That's a good roam. That's a good job recognizing he does need to roam. And this is kind of one of the things I was talking about. TF outplays Vayne really hard. There's ways Vayne can play it. Like, if she tumbles the gold... If she, like... I'll talk about this. I play enough Vayne. So let's say this is Vayne. And this is TF. With gold card. And this is gold card range. And he's walking up to Vayne, and Vayne's gonna get hit by a gold card. And this is condemn range. It's not on TF yet. When this condemn range, you want to be buffering E. So you want to be input buffering. So you're spamming E, but you're not on top of TF. But as soon as TF walks into the range, your E goes off. So as soon as his gold card goes off, because he should be attack move clicking, your E will go off. And then you separate TF from you as soon as gold card goes off. And then even if gold card doesn't go off, you condemn him and gold card may time out, or you have time to outplay it reactively. And then as soon as you input buffer your E as Vayne, you need to Q backwards. So like as Vayne, you'd be clicking, I don't know, if TF was here and I was playing Vayne here, I'd be mashing my E as hard as I can here, and then as soon as I hear my E go off, I need to be mashing my Q backwards. I mean, it's kind of a mechanic thing, but you also need to know what you're doing. And a lot of mechanics are just knowing what to do. If my fingers are already sitting on Q and E, I can react to it much faster than just being like, oh shit, and just like, it's not gonna work. But like, as you outplay a lot of things in Vayne and TF, or especially Vayne, you need to understand input buffering in your E, and that's a really big misplay on her part. He's pushing mid. That's good that he's not picking his card right here. Sometimes it's good to just walk up and cycle. And this is an important bush if he wants to continue to gank top. One of the worst things you can do is just his fate is roaming on wards, which is usually what I tell people on TF, like every game you should be getting sweeper or aggressive roaming mid. And he did a good job for setting up with that. He doesn't have flash for another 2 minutes and 20 seconds, so he really needs to respect that. There's not a lot going on here, so I'm just kind of going to let it play out. Farm this way, farm it with blue, that's good. So your team's kind of grouped mid. In this situation is TF, like, if you have a free gold card on somebody who overextends really hard, you take it, but usually you're just like farming and trying to harass with Q. You guys are all kind of doing the same shit though, like, you guys are standing on caster creeps and eating Cassio harass. Cassio wants to wave clear here, and she has to choose between wave clearing and harassing, and you guys are just like all standing on top of each other. So really, really want to not do that. Same thing when you're sieging. Standing on top of casters is pretty not okay. So this is good. I would say I'd like to see him pop Ghost. Oh, Morgana. We're gonna watch this fight a little more slowly. A little further back. I keep forgetting this is a short video, so my increments are a lot like smaller than they should be. So Xin Zhao gets killed. Really want to be walking here. You have vision of these people and you can gold card, whereas they may not have vision of you and you can hit them. I don't understand why you walk all the way around when you can gold card. You also are Vayne right here. But, we'll go to the next portion of the fight. So, you have a wind wall here, and your Maokai overextends really hard. I don't understand why you're still not playing here. Like, if you'd played the wall here, when this Vayne went suicidal, you could have just gold carded her. Really, like, respect line of sight. If anyone's played StarCraft and they've had, like, stalkers shoot at you from Fog of War, you kind of know what I'm talking about. But, like, when you can see them over a ledge and they may or may not be able to see you, is generally a really good spot to do stuff. And just play that wall too. You can hit Vayne a lot easier with the gold card over that than she can auto attack you. Because you only need to get gold and Q to be useful. She needs to get 3 autos. And if you're standing in that like ledge, it's really hard for her to get 3 autos on you. He also could have chased Morgana down with Ghost there. I think that's like would have been a good play as well. See, I want to check one other thing. I just had. Sometimes I don't think of everything. All right, so this is the biggest misplay. Biggest misplay. So he's gonna go into this fight. And we'll kind of watch this transpire again. I mean, it starts with Xin getting hit with the Morgana. Oh no, Xin just getting wrecked. So a couple of plays here. I would have just ulted and killed Xin. Like, I would have popped Ghost and ulted and killed Xin. And then try to appeal back to your team. So if you don't do that, you can also gold card Morgana here. And you can play the Vayne. We're gonna look at the big mistake in the fight though. So here, siege, do. Alright, so fight. He wants to play this wall. This wall right here. He's gonna walk along the wall. Sweeper isn't up. So he can't sweep to make sure that it's not on ward. He comes through here. Can play the wall. Can sweep right now. So Epic Pen just broke. That is kind of annoying. So give me 1 second. So like what I would have liked to see here is just like sweep this and then like go for gold on Vayne. But I kind of just thought of that. I was like, wait, is his sweeper up when he's making this play? But we'll kind of go back to where we were. So he's doing a good job of sweeping this out. And Dragon's up, so we'll get to see a dragon fight. He also could have ultimated Vayne's ult. I don't think it would have mattered. I think Kate was already dead, but. Somebody asked Malkar if he has TP and you don't know if he does or not. This is kind of tricky. That was an okay play taking tower. I really don't think you should have stayed solo and lost both summoner spells. You kind of saw them both rotating up. Also, like, you were kind of running here against Morgana. It was kind of a similar thing, and you just ran in a straight line. When she launches Q, you want to dodge right or left. The hitbox of the Q is really annoying if you're running straight lines, but if you dodge right or left, especially if you pop Ghost preemptively there with tier 2 boots, I think, I don't know. That's certainly a spell you could have dodged. You guys were in a tricky spot with Malkar there, though. It looks like Yasuo destroyed bot tower, and you guys are sieging mid. This is good. I like that you don't pick a card, and I think I talked about this in the TF guide. But not picking a card is useful there. You had a lot more zoning potential, and like if you're playing Twisted Fate and you're walking up to a tower like that, it's important not to pick a card. If they see you lock Q, your Q's gonna go off on the tower, and then they can engage you. Whereas if you're like continuing to cycle, it's like, alright, he's pick a card up, but He can't do anything with it. The distortion, same thing. He wants to be clicking to the edge of fountain, and he wants to be buying his items quicker. So maybe custom item sets, but certainly clicking the edge of fountain. He's losing 3 to 5 seconds every time he recalls for no reason. So I'll put that up. I've seen it twice, so I'm going to put 1x next to it. Will VOD review of this save? Yeah, it'll be saved. It'll go into past broadcasts, like everything else does on Twitch, I believe. Alright, so Vayne is being an idiot. But she's Cassia there. Cassia has Ludens too, so she's pretty strong. Yeah, alright, that's good. A lot of times, especially in Gold or Plat, AD carries will be idiots. And do that, but generally good. Here, I finally got tabs. So important things to look at here. We have 2 pinks. I don't know why I'm putting an X on it. I'll put a circle. 2 greens, 1 pink, and that's it. Not a lot of warding. Everyone still has totems, and Morgana has upgraded sweeper. So look for when these greens disappear. When these greens disappear from her inventory, let's say Cassia walks here, and then you see her come back and she only has 1 green. You know that the green ward is probably placed here, or it's something to that extent. When you're playing Twisted Fate, another important thing to look for is these. Know that if you jump on somebody and they have Mercury Treads, or Banshee's Veil, or QSS, you need to play differently. So stuff like that is pretty important to check for. It's similar, like if you play Fiddlesticks, you really want to be looking for those as well. But I'd really like to see. So more tab usage and not timing summoner spells. And I haven't seen your camera go to bot lane all game. And that's pretty concerning on TF. Your bot lane may have not been gankable, but I can see what you're seeing here, and your bot lane not having camera on, it's pretty concerning for me. So just wave clearing. This is fine. One second. Alright. Important thing, you don't have summoner spells. So you can't play like too aggressively here. They can punish you with Morgana Bind. Or Cassio Flash ult. But why are all these games in ARAM? I think I understand why games just so much longer. And gold and plat and like silver and bronze. Like I don't know what's going on here. This is good. This is good too. This is when your team gets a pick. This is exactly what you're looking for at TF. You want to look a safe place to ult behind like the next person and catch them. And you did a good job with that on Morgana. So that's good. Oh, wind wall. Really don't know why Ghost isn't popped in this fight. You probably would have caught Morgana up towards over here if Ghost is popped, and you probably would have like had an easier time catching stuff. A lot of times you need to be preemptive with Ghost, and like either you're not using it or you're popping it like way too late. Ghost isn't like Flash, it's not an escape, it's something you need to use like a little more beforehand. Whoa. Alright, this is really bad. So, we're gonna go back and look at this. I think you know what happened, but just for the sake of the stream, why is Twitch so hard to work with? Wow. So you're going here, they're sieging. You have full health Alistar on the base and everyone else is relatively low health. I mean, you're probably gonna lose tower. Vayne has red. So this is not good. Especially the biggest issue with this play is one, I mean, you can always argue that you can outplay Morgana Bind. You could have technically outplayed Morgana Bind there. Still would have died. Vayne has red, and that is what makes that play really bad. If Vayne gets one auto attack on you with red buff, you die there. And that's not too difficult for Vayne to do with Tumble if you step up like that. Respect, like 80 carries can really chase you down once they have red buff, especially if you don't have gold card to punish them for it. So, see what item are you going for? I don't like the Lee Sin's build here. But so you're going Zhonya's, that's good. I like the Zhonya's here. So this is actually pretty big. We'll talk about this. I don't think Froz is a rager, but he's doing a lot of job. He hovered his Lee Sin for a couple of seconds, and he hovered his Caitlyn for a couple of seconds. Really want to be focusing on the other team. I should see his mouse hovering the pink ward. I should see his mouse hovering the green ward. Maybe the Mercury treads. Maybe the Hex Drink out of Yasuo. So that's actually pretty important for playing against TF. Or the Moby's out of Zinzaz. Zinzaz is a really squishy build. A lot of stuff to look at here. He shouldn't be tunnel visioning on his own team. I mean, if you get angry at your team doing things poorly, it doesn't help you at all. It's also not. It's gonna continue to happen no matter what elo you're at. Like, people in my games buy dumb shit too, but it doesn't help you to think about it. TLDR, I should see his mouse on the other team, not his team. Really, just you want to be thinking about winning the game at the end of the day. So I don't like this play, or I don't like a portion of this play. So mid lane tower is dead, bot lane's tower is dead. Really, your blue needs to be swept before you go for that. I know they didn't have a ward on it, but that's like such a ridiculously common ward that you need to be playing around it. You have sweeper, so I would have just swept blue buff. Ooh, let's see this. I don't see why you need to flash there. I don't see why you don't just like... This is so hard. Alright, so first of all, Vayne is here. I would just ult over here. Technically, if she tumbles here and condemns you here, you're kind of fucked. Two, this cuts off her route of escape a little more. If she tumbles up here, you can still gold card her, so on and so forth. Don't like this play. You make yourself flash for no reason, and you're kind of playing around Vayne being able to hit you with the wall, but if she is really good at Vayne, she still would be able to. So like, cut off her escape a little more effectively. And respect the fact that you have Ghost, and Flash is more important than Ghost. Really, like, I don't see why you need to Flash here. Ooh. Alright, so this is another mistake. 1, he's not clicking on a base still. 2, he is 1 green ward. You're probably gonna have enough to finish down these regardless, assuming you have 700 on your next back, which you should really be able to get. I would get 2 greens, even if you don't use both 2 greens. Sometimes wards are like condoms. It's better to have them and not need them than to need them and not have them. So, like, just buy the extra green there, I guess. Wow, your team doesn't know how to play around one wall. So, I mean, you're doing the right thing, pinging your team here. They're kind of suiciding, and there's not a lot you can do about that. Wow. Interesting play out of Morgana. So you're going out of mana a lot. Don't. I mean, ban this medieval Twitch. When you're wave clearing and your team can wave clear without EQing, sometimes you just really need to like sit on just using blue cards. Don't queue all the time. Like, you're running out of mana because you're wave clearing when you don't need to. Like, right there you did, but let's say you're mid and Caitlyn's there. Just blue to wave clear and auto. Don't make yourself go out of mana with Q to like take farm from your teammates. It's better to just be on the map, especially when you have ultimate. Like, you can pool for mana all game technically, and if you go for the Lich Bane, you need to be a lot more conservative with your mana. Just blue cards. Watch Qs if you don't need to Q. So fight right here. Really, you should see your like camera on this fight before it's transpiring. I don't know, the mini map in this control in this game isn't what I'm looking for out of Twisted Fate. Like, you have an Alistar that got killed, and you have a Vayne running in with half health without any teammates. You guys probably could have won that game. Like, I understand that your teammate got caught there, but like, respect that it's Alistar and that you might be able to win the fight, and at least look for some point behind them to win the fight. I think you could have just killed Vayne there. And I think if you hadn't wasted Flash earlier, Vayne was 100% dead too. So sometimes stuff like that is really important. That was good by Makai to give it to you. So this Vayne kind of has Vayne syndrome, which is good for you. I win a lot of games against fed Vaynes because they do stupid shit. So pushing out this way was good. And you're doing the right thing with casters. So this is kind of a mistake here. You're recalling, I don't know if the creeps can see you or not, it's pretty close. Don't recall in vision. Walk into a bush, walk up river, walk here. Minions are wards. Really want to, and that's just not for Twisted Fate too. That's just like every position in the league. If you have a way to recall out of vision, it's better to just do it. Like if you're playing mid lane, you walk here over that little cliff to recall a lot of the time. Because they don't know if you're doing race, they don't know if you're roaming top. It's just, it sounds stupid, but you just, it's a small thing that can kind of improve your play. So moving actives around, that's good. Comfortable spots. And your teammates are going for something top. And it's good that you forego the wave mid to go for that. That's good. I don't think your team actually had a chance to kill top. I'm gonna have to walk through this fight slowly. So let's say it happened at. I can kind of watch the timestamps. So, like, you didn't have a gold card initially. We just missed it, but I'm not gonna go back again because you blue carded the wave. Really want to be watching the mini map. Your all-star setting up here. Don't blue card the wave. Anytime like somebody's close to ganking and you don't really need to blue card, don't, because they might gank and you might need gold card. The Vayne could have died a lot sooner there. Cassio can only hit 2 things at once. So like all-stars diving Vayne, you can just play up here on Cassio. But alright, so she's Black Shield. 1. 2, I don't know why you needed to flash there. Like, you could have just Q'd her. Yeah, you're just wasting flash a lot. I like flash Q, but if you can auto attack them and you have more move speed than them because of move speed Quince, I don't know why you're going for that play. Like, she doesn't even have threat to Q you there, so it's interesting to say the least. Also, like, entire fight went by and not timing summoner spells again, so really want to see that. Like, as TF, if you're not timing the 80 carries flash late game, and they flash, and you ult in, and they, like, she DIs you with E and flashes, you can just lose the game. But he's clicking out a fountain there, which is good. Delicious. Like, TF kind of has to act like an assassin sometimes. And, like, it's important to time summoners in general. You should generally be doing it. If you play a role that has to assassinate, and you know they do or don't have a summoner, it's so important. But especially this Vayne. Like, if this Vayne doesn't have flash and you can punish it late game, that's huge. Just remember that if somebody doesn't have threat to kill you, you have move speed Quince, and Twisted Fate's pretty fast. So, like, don't be afraid to just wait a second or 2 to close the gap. You don't need to flash on top of them, I guess. Whoa. Maybe at least you hit Hourglass, I guess. Trying to hit a time where you hit tab. Alright. So, should be hitting tab more. If you did, you'd kind of recognize. Vayne has no magic. Cassio has no magic. Morgana has Mercs and Negatron. He also has this. A lot of magic resist. The one who's still really squishy is Zen. So, Zen's a pretty good target. I mean, Cassio and Vayne are, of course, good targets. And Yasuo's not a bad one, but really want to be hitting tab more and looking at those magic resist items. But the Morgana too, like, wow, this is a joke. Alright, so it looks like you're back now. I'm just gonna call it good here. Use zone as you're building your Void Staff. It's good. They have a lot of magic resist, so I like the Void Staff. I'm trying to find like points where you hit tab deposit. I'm just not seeing you hit tab a lot. Yeah, and you have oracles, so you can check this push too. That's good. Alright, so just kind of farming, not a lot going on here. I would skip through it, but I don't know what's about to happen. And Twitch is hard to rewind and fast forward for me because I have to like click manually. Keynotes here. Like, the team fight's about to be up, and so is both Summoners and Ultimate, which is good. Good stuff. No, he's leaving, he said. I don't know why you don't buy Ward Zergrain here. I mean, you get to walk back faster, but I would really get a custom item set. Ooh. Alright, so honestly, I'll say if you flash here, look to flash gold a carry next time they come up to Siege's Tower, as long as one of your teammates doesn't recall. It's hard to do though. Like, I don't see the best way I think to like flash gold is you can't hold gold, you need to cycle, and when it goes red, you need to be looking. Like, when it's blue, you need to be looking for a flash target. When it's red, you need to really be looking for a flash target. And when it's like gold, you want to be looking for either Vayne or something there. But that's what I talked about. That Zen is really squishy. So it's good that you gold carded him. Wow. It's kind of grainy, which is annoying. I don't know why you flashed into Cassio Vayne there. I would just continue to kite backwards with gold cards. If you can punish someone and your team can one-shot them, that's one thing. But like, here. I want to actually look for the point in which you flash. So you flash right here. Let's look at your team. We've Kate way back. So Zen's dead, and you're flashing into a 4v5. Alright, 4v4. You get the stun down, and you get stunned instantly. Not good. I mean, this is really, really not what I want to see. Oh. Like, really think about the champions you're playing against when you go for a play like that. So, like, I was talking, like, your plan here needs to be blue-red into gold and thinking about what you're doing. You also need to think about, like, when you go to that flash, for that flash play, how hard can you get punished. So, like, checklist, like, 1, have I seen Black Shield? 2, am I flashing face forward into Cassio ult? 3, am I flashing into a wall? Am I going to get condemned when I do this? 4, am I timing flash? Is somebody going to flash my flash? This is a smaller thing, but like in lower elos, it won't happen, but when you sit to play people who are a little more mechanically gifted, and you may not be as mechanically gifted, this is something I run into. I'm not the strongest mechanical player. And sometimes when I flash, people just flash to react really fast and that outplay me. So like this comes back to the point I was talking about. It's really, really important to time flashes. So we're going to go back through that list. We're going to go through the team fight, and we're kind of going to run down that checklist and see actually how much of it got adhered to. So... Q. Waiting for Windwall, stun zone. Really, really good. The All-Star Headbutt actually fucked you guys really bad there. Zen almost sold your Kate. If your Kate was full health here, you guys probably would have like won if you cut it backwards. So you go for Flash Gold. I haven't seen Morgana flash Black Shield yet. So we'll say no on the Black Shield. Oh, and Seraphs. Seraphs is a big one. So, like, no on the Black Shield. Cass hadn't ulted, and you flashed into a castle. You're not timing summoners, so no on that. And I guess the one thing he didn't do poorly is he didn't flash into a wall. So yes on flashing, not flashing into a wall, but really not a smart flash. A lot of conditions weren't met. Really want to be thinking about that kind of stuff. I know it's nitpicky, but that's kind of reviews for. I will say, if you go for a flash play too, also, well, kind of even more nitpick, but you need to be thinking about what's going to happen after you Zhonya's, because you're usually going to Zhonya's after a flash play. If you don't solo kill Cassiopeia, don't want to go for a Zhonya's play probably. It's kind of like buying GA into Kate or something like that. Like Kate can trap you out of GA, so you don't want to buy GA a lot. And if you play certain champions that can just like put poison on top of your Zhonya's and like one-shot you with ease, which Cassiopeia can put W on top of you and one-shot you with ease. She doesn't even have to have like the delay in an animation for her Q. She'll just kill you 2 ease. So probably like the flash Zhonya's, there's a lot of reasons it was wrong there. It looks like you guys are about to lose pretty soon. You Kate, GG. If you kited backwards too, you may have not like had the potential to kill as many people, and you would have had to back into your base. Could have at least defended towers. Could have continued to gold card Caitlyn when she came up to health. And surrender. Rip. So. So this is kind of like, if I were taking notes throughout the game, you'll see on the screen, they'll be here now. This is kind of what I saw. Controlling level 2 a little bit more. Didn't really like wave management. Timing wards for your jungle. I didn't see one ward timed all game. Not good, especially as a mid laner. You really want to understand vision around the mid lane if you're playing a roaming champion. Tower CS. I saw a lot of tower CS missed. Something you can practice in a custom. Playing at Severbot's pretty good because she'll push you into tower over and over again and you can practice. General last hitting kind of needs to be practiced as well. Standing on top of casters, I talk about that a lot in the video, but you can go back and watch that if you want to. Custom item sets took you a really long time to shop, and wasting time on the fountain. Really want to click out of the fountain when you're going for stuff like that. You could save like a couple of seconds every time you do it, and it adds up. More usage of tab and not timing summoner spells. Didn't see your camera bot lane like once all game. Really concerning from a Twisted Fate player. Summoner spell conditions, so when you flash and when you ghost. Kiting backwards in team fights. But I think that's what I saw for the most part. I think you can pick cards, which is good. And like the ult usage top lane was good as well. I just think a lot of things with general laning and wasting summoner spells and just nitpicky things, like it sucks to time summoners and it sucks to time wards, but like if you want to be an effective player, it's something you have to get used to, and it's for every role as well. But I guess that will conclude this, so have a great day everybody.